Why do people spend $500 on a booster box that was $200 a couple months ago? Why do prices explode the second a set supply dries up? It's not logic, it's not even investing, it's what we call FOMO, and it's controlling the entire Pokemon market. What is going on, guys? Poketism here, back with another Pokemon investing video. If you like the content, consider dropping a like, maybe even a comment saying SpaghettiOs, and a subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And for our based and beta comment of the day, our base comment goes to the Chef93, who says, I'm trying to get beta comment of the day. No, 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 no. I get to decide whose comment of the day, and you get the base comment instead. Thank you so much for that comment, Chef. And then for our beta comment of the day, we have Shame Mente, who says, get a effing job, you dweebs. No, 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 no. I have a full-time job, sir. We need better insults. Come on. Thank you for the comment, Shane. I appreciate that beta comment. Now let's jump into the meat and potatoes here. If you have ever panic bought a Pokemon product, held something way too long, or felt like you were missing out on the next big thing, this video is going to explain exactly why that happens, and more importantly, how it's silently draining your potential profits. So to start off here, let's talk about what even is FOMO, huh? What's that? What is this slang you speak of? FOMO stands for fear of missing out. However, in Pokemon investing, it shows up in very specific ways. Number one, you see prices surging, so you rush in. Very common in this space. You see prices go up and people feel like they're going to miss out, so they just want to pick up that product. Number two, you see people posting big wins or big pulls, so you copy their moves. No, 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 no copying here. You got to do your own due diligence. And number three, you hear the next set is going to be the best set ever, and you don't question it, and you don't do your due diligence, and you just buy it. The brain isn't thinking about value. It's thinking about, if I don't buy now, I'll regret this forever. No, no, no. That feeling, that sense of urgency, that's what drives most bad investment decisions in this hobby. So now we're going to talk about how FOMO creates price spikes in the market. When a Pokemon product starts rising in price, it should be based off of current supply and current demand. But what actually happens is this. Prices tick up slightly for the number one. People notice and start talking about that product, number two. And number three is content creators like myself hype it up and shill it. Number four would be unsavvy investors rushing in. And then number five, the price spikes. Now, we are in an interesting time in the Pokemon market right now where the demand is so high where Pokemon can't keep up with printing the products. However, people are just getting a little impatient for the reprints. So now you have people buying at all-time highs, not because it's a good deal, but because they're afraid that it will go higher. And next up, we are going to talk about the social media effect on our psychology. So for the social media effect, it makes FOMO 10 times worse. You scroll on social media, you see some investor say, I just bought 10 boxes of Destined Rivals, or this Umbreon is going to go to the moon, or you're here early, so go ahead and buy now. Your brain starts to compare. Am I behind? Am I going to miss out? I better buy this before the price keeps going up. But what you don't see are the people stuck holding losses, the bad buys, and the over-leveraged collections, because nobody wants to share stuff that they were unsuccessful on. They only want to share the big wins. And social media amplifies that perspective of there being a lot of big wins when most times, you got to do your due diligence. it's on a case-to-case basis, right? So, keep in mind that most influencers generate clicks through intense excitement or extreme fear. This is just how human psychology works. This is why you see those cringe thumbnails and cringe video titles out there, because it gets people to click. So make sure that you don't go off of thumbnails or video titles and you actually digest the content and then see what that person is talking about. In reality, your brain is just seeking the highlight reel and making financial decisions based on it. No, 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 no. That leads us to our next topic: how FOMO costs you money. So there's 3 major mistakes on how FOMO can cost you money. So number 1 would be buying high, and that's you entering the hype or after the hype when the prices are already inflated. Number 2 is going to be overbuying or avoiding the dollar cost averaging strategy. Instead of one product, you think, oh, maybe I will buy 5 at this price just in case it keeps going up. No, 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 no. Dollar cost averaging and taking your time and being patient is very, very key to not fall into the trap of fear of missing out. And then number 3 would be holding too long. So you refuse to sell because you think the price is going to keep going up. It is important to collect your profits. We are investors. This channel is about Pokemon investing, right? So maybe you can have some stuff that you keep for your personal collection, but if you bought something, for example, like a Evolving Skies booster box back in 2022 when it was like 2022, 2023, it was like $300 for a booster box, and now they're sitting at $2,500. From an investor perspective, it's like, yeah, you should probably collect those profits. This is how people turn a potential great opportunity into a bad investment. So make sure you don't lose potential gains due to FOMO. So our next topic is going to be you versus smart money, or people who are a bit more savvy in the Pokemon investing space. I hired Uncle Sam here because I want you to be smart money as well. Most people in the investing world don't realize this. The big investors in the space buy when no one is interested, before the hype waves, and then they sell into your FOMO. While you're panic buying, smart money is collecting profits. It's very important to ask yourself, am I early or am I just exit liquidity? And nobody wants to be exit liquidity and you being stuck holding the bag. So we've talked a lot about how FOMO can affect us, but now we need to talk about how to defeat FOMO. If you want to make money in Pokemon, you have to have a set of rules as well as an entry and exit strategy. So here are some rules that I follow in my own personal strategy. Never buy something just because it's going up in value. Number 2 is going to be ask yourself, would I buy this if nobody was talking about it? And if the answer is no, then don't buy it. Number 3, what is undervalued in comparison to the rest of the market and has a fair secondary market value? We are in a time where we cannot keep up with demand in Pokemon, so or the printing cannot keep up with demand in Pokemon, so there will be inflated prices. But that leads us into number 4 here, which is reprint cycles. If something is still in rotation, you can wait for a product drop to lower secondary market prices. And time again, this is what it does. Scalpers are undercutting each other. The people who bought all the products on these websites are all going to be undercutting each other, trying to get their quick gains. So instead of buying at the top while waiting for a product that is still in print rotation, you just be a little patient and wait for a restock. We saw that as a perfect example with the prismatic ETBs. They've been hitting GameStop. There was some massive Walmart drops, and it dropped from $220 in ETB to down as low as 160 in ETB. And then you can be more confident that you're getting in at a better position and not paying at the top. And then number 5, and most importantly, be okay with missing out on opportunities. You cannot win all the time. You got to be okay with letting some things go. Don't get too emotionally attached. And then here's the honest truth. There is always another play. FOMO makes you think this is your only chance when in reality, being patient is the ultimate strategy, especially in this current modern market. FOMO isn't just part of Pokemon investing. It is Pokemon investing for most people. If you can learn to control those urges, you immediately have an edge over the majority of other investors in the market. Next time you feel pressured to buy, pause, evaluate. That feeling is not a smart opportunity. It's a trap, and exit liquidity for the smart money. Don't fall victim to FOMO, and look for those good deals out there. Subscribe to this channel because we're always looking for good deals, and we will be talking about them in our market update videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.